In July 1587, under the commission of Sir Walter Raleigh, a fleet led by Governor John White arrived at Roanoke Island, off the coast of present-day North Carolina. The settlers were a diverse group, men, women, and children, totaling 117 people who dreamed of establishing the first permanent English colony in the New World. Unlike previous expeditions, this group included entire families, marking a bold shift from exploration to colonization. Their arrival was both hopeful and uncertain, as the wild land promised opportunity but also danger. Upon landing, the settlers encountered remnants of the previous Roanoke attempt in 1585, abandoned forts and overgrown crops. Although the earlier colony had failed due to conflicts and lack of supplies, White and his company believed this time would be different. They began clearing the land, repairing shelters, and establishing relations with nearby indigenous tribes. While some natives were wary, others, like Manteo of the CROATOAN, offered guidance. The settlers felt cautiously optimistic, unaware that this fragile beginning would soon vanish into legend. The settlers wasted no time in organizing their new home. Using the remnants of the old fort and salvaged materials from their ships, they began constructing homes and planting crops like maize and beans, learned from local tribes. Days were long and difficult, but there was a sense of shared purpose. Children played near the water's edge while men chopped timber and women prepared food in communal fires. For a moment in time, Roanoke felt like the beginning of something lasting. Despite their efforts, the settlers quickly realized that survival in the New World would not be easy. The land was unfamiliar, weather unpredictable, and relations with indigenous peoples tense. While Manteo continued to act as an ally and interpreter, other tribes viewed the colony with suspicion or hostility. Additionally, promised resupply ships from England were delayed. As food stores ran low, anxiety began to replace hope, and Governor White made a difficult decision. As the colony's situation grew dire, Governor John White decided to sail back to England to request urgent supplies. This decision was not made lightly. Among the settlers were his own daughter Eleanor Dare and his newborn granddaughter Virginia Dare, the first English child born on American soil. The settlers watched with quiet desperation as White departed, hoping his journey would be swift. None of them, including White, knew they would never see each other again. The Atlantic voyage back to England was treacherous, but White managed to return home, only to find the country engulfed in war. The Spanish Armada had launched its massive assault on England, and Queen Elizabeth had ordered that no ships be sent elsewhere. White's pleas to return to Roanoke were denied again and again. It would take him 3 long years to finally secure passage back. In August 1590, White finally returned to Roanoke. As his ship neared the island, he scanned the shoreline, hoping to see familiar faces or smoke from campfires. But the land was eerily quiet. Upon reaching shore, White and his crew found the settlement completely deserted. Cabins had been dismantled. There were no bodies, no signs of violence, just silence. The only clue left behind was a single word carved into a tree, CROATOAN. Another nearby post had the letters CRO etched into it. White took this as a sign that the colonists might have relocated to CROATOAN Island, as previously discussed, but storms forced his ship to abandon the search. White would never return again, and no confirmed trace of the colonists would ever be found. Some historians believe the colonists joined the CROATOAN tribe, now known as the Hatteras, and integrated into native society. This theory suggests a peaceful outcome, settlers abandoning the colony to survive among allies. There are even oral histories passed down by native communities that speak of light-skinned people with strange customs living among them, but no material proof has ever confirmed this. Other explanations are darker. Some believe the settlers were attacked and killed by hostile tribes or died from starvation and exposure after trying to relocate. The most extreme theories include supernatural forces, alien abduction, or a dimensional rift, fueled more by imagination than fact. What's striking is that not a single grave or body was ever found, only silence remains. In recent decades, archaeologists have found tantalizing clues. Tools of European origin, pieces of armor, and pottery have been uncovered on Hatteras Island, formerly CROATOAN. DNA testing on local remains has even shown signs of possible European lineage. Still, the evidence is circumstantial, and no document has ever directly identified the fate of the lost colonists. Historians continue to search. Each generation re-examines the Roanoke mystery with new methods and fresh eyes. Despite centuries of research, Roanoke remains America's first and most enduring historical enigma, a puzzle missing its final piece. Roanoke remains a haunting chapter in the story of America, a beginning that never became a future. No matter how many theories emerge, the lost colony continues to inspire curiosity, imagination, and unease. It is both a warning and a wonder, forever carved into the silence of history. What do you think happened to the settlers of Roanoke? Were they welcomed, wiped out, or did they walk through a door no one else could see? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe for more mysteries from CurioScope.